As you know, we've been doing Kariong all the time. There is more news, and if I was to say it would be good news, that would be wrong, wouldn't it?
It would be really wrong.
All right, Evan, you're on now.
All right, so I've got the map up there, and you'll see 3 areas that are due to be, proposed to be developed. You'll see Gosford Glyphs, and the one above that was the one that we've been fighting against. But as you can see, there are 2 new ones. So what I'm going to do is I'll just read the little press release that they've got out. Community groups have again joined forces with traditional bloodline custodians to oppose plans for more development. The Kariong local Aboriginal Land Council has already faced strong opposition to a development on 300 Woy Woy Road. Traditional bloodline custodian Tracey-lee from the Guring-gai people said, "I was absolutely mortified to see what DLALC has planned for these other 2 sites of Kariong. While we are unclear of their exact intentions, we have heard that they are planning more housing developments. Myself and many others believe all this land to be already in the national park, and are hoping our elected leaders can clarify exactly what the DLALC are planning for these sites. My ancestors lived and died in this area for tens of thousands of years and left evidence of their occupation in the amazing, diverse and plentiful engravings which are etched into the sandstone on these parcels of land. It's important for the community to know that the DLALC do not represent the First Peoples of the Central Coast, and certainly don't have our consent to exploit the land for profit. There are members of the DLALC who are well aware of the cultural significance of Kariong in regards to it being a meeting place for many mobs from different areas. Given that most of the members of the DLALC are originally from other areas, there are a lot of extremely positive things going on with our local Aboriginal community, and the DLALC is a major player in providing employment and supporting Indigenous business to get up and running. If the DLALC has development aspirations also, we aren't necessarily against that. We are realistic about people needing housing and the importance of Aboriginal organisations thriving in this largely non-Indigenous dominated economic landscape. The DLALC represents less than 4% of the entire Aboriginal community on the Central Coast, but are the biggest private landowner with over 1,000 new land claims currently being assessed by the government. With hundreds of millions of dollars worth of development in the pipeline, the DLALC simply don't need to bulldoze the sacred sites of Kariong to get ahead financially. And we are really hoping that their own membership will push to have these areas preserved for future generations. People need to know that Kariong country signs placed around the Central Coast are false and misleading. The main tribes in the Central Coast are the Ku-ring-gai, made up of the, I'm so sorry about the pronunciations, the Walkaloa, Wannabe.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. There's going to be a meeting that's going to take place.
I will need to do that.
Okay.
We're called this. This is what you've got to do. There was a meeting on Friday, and it was standing room only. Kariong resident and campaigner for protecting the Kariong bushland, Lisa Bellamy, said, "Myself and others in the community are still trying to come to terms with the implications of the DLALC attempting to develop these extremely ecological and culturally sensitive parts of our precious Kariong bushland. We are again calling on our state member for Gosford, Lisa Tesh, to support us in protecting our local bushland at Kariong. So far, efforts have been completely ignored by Ms. Tesh, who's publicly supported development of Kariong Sacred Lands." Coast Environmental Alliance, CEA founder and longtime campaigner for the protection of Kariong Sacred Lands, Jake Cassar, added, "We've been saying all along that if we don't rise up together to oppose the destruction of some of our most vulnerable bushland during Kariong, that the DLALC would be going for more and more of our precious bushland across the Central Coast. After the DLALC successfully claimed all of the bushland behind Soldiers Beach and ahead, a large portion of Kincumber Mountain, and these huge parcels of Kariong. that threat now is becoming reality.
Okay. Right. Thank you. Okay, that we've done that now, and of course it's gone back into politics here, haven't we?
We can't help it.